Hello everybody. I'm here today in the Peace Garden and actually one of our colleagues just mowed the lawn, so it's really beautiful out here. This is the Friday right before Vintage Days, and I've really enjoyed Vintage Days since I've been here, and I've been thinking about that. This year it's going to be virtual, and I hope that you join in the virtual Vintage Days and look ahead to next year when we have hopefully a traditional Vintage Days with all of our friends and family here on campus. I want to thank you for modeling the Be Bold attitude in your leadership, in your perseverance, and in your resilience. I appreciate all the hard work that you're doing right now, and again want to just say thank you for that, and also that we miss you here on campus, and looking forward to having you back as soon as it's safe. I think the Be Bold attitude is as important today as it ever has been, and especially as we have entered a period of unexpected, unplanned challenges. The need to be resilient is very important. There are a number of ways in which our university has boldly stepped up to support our community during this important time. For example, our Department of Psychology has reorganized their entire set of services for students with autism, and they've moved to a telehealth format so that our students and their families can be served during this important time. Also, the Gibson Farm Market stepped up and added items to some boxes that went out to agricultural workers in our community, and I want to thank the Gibson Farm Market for their support. The School of Nursing has stepped up to donate gowns and gloves and masks to those health workers who are on the front lines. The Lyles College of Engineering has modeled bold by coming together to produce PPE and face shields in particular that our health professionals can use during this very challenging time. I also appreciate the innovation by our alumni and students in designing the PPE through 3D printing and doing that in a creative way, a cost-effective way, and really kind of leading the way in producing PPE for our healthcare workers who are on the front lines supporting patients with coronavirus. So there are so many of our alumni who are stepping up during this crisis in bold ways to lead our community. And one prominent example is David Palmaville, who's a public health graduate from Fresno State, and he's actually the director of the Fresno County Public Health Department. And it was David who actually reached out to me one day a few weeks ago and asked if we could accommodate a need that they had to do more COVID testing. And so we identified a lab in the Jordan Ag Research Center where specimens will be brought from off campus and they'll be tested in this lab in a very safe way. And that will enable folks here to know the results of those tests within 24 to 48 hours. We have not had a lab in Fresno operated by the Public Health Department during this time, and so we've had to wait for those results from the Tulare lab or in Richmond. And now with David's leadership and our support, we've been able to change that this week, and it's going to make a very important and impactful difference here in our community. There are other ways in which we can all be bold during this time. One way is that if we need some support or assistance, to reach out to others and ask for that support. If you're a student, reach out to your faculty member or an advisor or any number of people that are in our different services ready to support you. For our faculty and staff, I also want to encourage you, if you need it, to reach out to the Employee Assistance Program. They're there to help you through any challenges that you might be facing. When I think back to over 100 years ago in 1918 when they dealt with the flu pandemic, a then very young university, just 7 years old at the time, Fresno State had to close its campus for a little over a month during that serious time. And they were resilient. Think about the timing of that, and right in the kind of middle of that fall semester, we had the same challenge that we faced this spring. And I ask us to be resilient like those were here 100 years ago. And I know that we can do it. We're so close to the end of the semester, and I just urge us to continue to be bold, to be persistent and resilient during these next few weeks. And I wish all of you the very best. Stay close to everybody, your friends and your family. Continue to wash your hands and wear your mask as appropriate. And I just wish all of you a great weekend. Thank you.